Hey everybody, welcome to Bestie Book Reviews. I'm here with my bestie Mandy.
And I'm here with my bestie Jessica.
So Mandy, what are we doing today?
Well, today, Jessica, we are doing, I would hope you came prepared.
Oh, I'm prepared.
We are doing a taboo video specifically around step-siblings and siblings. So buckle up for a taboo ride.
Yeah, this should be interesting. So, okay, before we get started with that though,
make sure you hit that subscribe button so you're entered to win, and always check back so you know what our latest giveaways are. And wait, no, that's the end. Never mind. Just, hit that notification button and subscribe, please. And then tell us, do you like Taboo? Our Taboo videos, if we're being honest, are some of our most watched and commented on videos and most requested videos.
Yeah.
So we're assuming most of you enjoy Taboo, but maybe this is a little too taboo for you. So just let us know what your thoughts are. And if you have a favorite taboo rec in the sibling, step-sibling trope area, put it in the comments.
Okie dokie.
And once again, no shame. If this is not your thing, that's totally fine. But if it is, no shame. We read it all.
Yeah. But this one's got siblings in some way, shape, or form.
Okay. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Okay. So the first book right out the gate, I'm going to go a little, this one's not so bad. I promise this one's not so bad.
Oh, that's mine too.
Okay, good. Whew. All right. So the first,
ease them into it.
Let's ease them into it. Yeah, exactly. So the first book I have is Haven by Claire Kent. This is a post-apocalyptic. I think it's kind of novella length. I don't think it's a full-length book. Nope. It is novella length. It's like 160 some odd pages. But this is about Faith and Jackson. So the sibling thing comes into this where he was her foster brother when the world went to crap. So an asteroid hit. They were older teenagers when he came to live on her parents' farm as a foster brother. And then the world ended when this asteroid hit the earth, and it caused people to get sick and all sorts of things to happen. And then the world fell apart, and then her parents died. And since then, she and Jackson have created this homestead, basically, where they take in people who have survived the apocalypse, and they have a farm, and they have this fence that's around it that they patrol, and they take good care of it. But she has kind of fallen into Jackson's bed at one point in time and really kind of questions what's going on. There's nothing more going on between them than just the falling into bed, and she wants more. And so this explores that. This starts the series that she has, her Kindle series. I'm actually reading the second book right now, and they just get better as you go. Technically, it's the third book. If you want to read the last light first, it's in the same world. So,
all right.
That's the siblings. Okay, what do you have?
Okay, so I kind of ranked mine in order of taboo. So I'm going to start off easy, and then I'm going full on by the time we get to the end. So my first one is slightly taboo. It's Hot Girl Summer by Daisy Jane.
Okay.
And this is Bethany and Jesse, and they are step siblings. But what makes this a little less taboo is that they have not really been raised together. They actually haven't seen each other in a few years, and their parents are married, but they've always kind of missed each other at holiday things and stuff like that. But their parents are doing this vow renewal, and so everyone is invited to come stay at the lake, and everybody's going to be there basically. So all the adult siblings are coming home. And so Jesse and Bethany have this like attraction to each other, but their parents are married, and this would be like horribly frowned upon. So they decide just to spend the summer enjoying each other, if you will. But they both kind of start to catch feelings. So the taboo aspect is this is weird and kind of creepy because their parents are married, but they were not raised together. So it makes it less taboo. But still, it's one of those things taboo. Like you don't really want your family, you know, it's kind of messy.
Yeah.
That is the lightest one I have though.
My next two are pretty light. So But my next one is Daisy Jane as well.
Is it?
It is.
That's
It's
funny.
Raleigh 2 by Daisy Jane. And the reason why it's taboo is it's because it's an MFM, but the M's are identical twins and they end up with a relationship with the same girl. So it's all one big happy family, apparently. Okay, so this is about Ember, Riker, and River. So Ember meets Riker on a really bad day. He has a son who's an adult who is addicted to drugs, and he has kind of been on the run. Like he finds him and they try to get him help, and then they lose him again. And so Riker has gotten contact with his son. He knows that he needs money and he's trying to get him money right away. And so he goes to the bank to withdraw money, and he's begging his son to like stay on the phone with him or stay in the general vicinity so that he can help him. When he's in line at the bank, he meets this cute girl in front of him and they have a little moment, and then the bank gets robbed. And while he's on the floor trying to survive the bank robbery, he and Ember, who's the girl in front of him, have this connection and this moment together. And they have a little bit of a trauma bond going on there. He talks to her about going out and living her life and doing what she wants to do. And, you know, just going out to live her life. And so when they get rescued, it's only a few minutes that this happens, but when they get rescued, he loses contact with her, can't find her in the crowd. And then we fast forward a couple of years later, she's living in New York and she is married, and things start to fall apart for her. And she finds out that she has to go to see her father-in-law, who she has never met, to give some bad news to him. And when she knocks on the door, she is really shocked to see someone who looks exactly like Riker, but it's not Riker, it's River, his identical twin. But then Riker shows up. So, and let me just say, these two boys, they share everything. So, come one, come all, free for all.
Okay.
There's a lot more to this. I know I'm touching on the taboo aspect, but this is a very emotional read. There's a lot of things that go into it. There's things that happen. But it's really good. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. All right.
Okay.
So my next book is Devious Obsession by S. Massery.
Okay.
So this is still kind of the touch of taboo because they are step siblings whose parents get married when they are in college. But it's also got some pretty dark aspects to it. So that is why I'm ranking it after Hot Girl Summer. Hot Girl Summer is a very light read, if you will. And this one, we're getting darker and more twisted. So we have Aspen and Steele. Now, their parents have gotten married, but Aspen is not really aware of who her stepbrother. Well, she knows who her stepbrother is, but they have not met each other. Let's put it that way. And Aspen is asked by her stepfather to spy on Steele at college and report back to him. And so she goes to school to do this. And she doesn't know that Steele also knows who she is. She thinks he's kind of in the dark about all of this, but he knows, and he is obsessed with her and does insane, crazy things and basically uses it against her at some point about them being step siblings, and it gets messy and crazy. And honestly, I just really questioned why I liked the book as much as I did because it is insane, but it is really good. And he definitely capitalizes on the fact that they are step siblings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, we like them crazy.
Yes.
I like them crazy. My next book, they're crazy as well. My next book also has twins. So this is Graves by Caitlin Taylor.
I was wondering if you were going to use that.
Yes, of course, because come on. All right. So this is about Blake, Zayden, and Dominic. This is another MFM where the male main characters are identical twins. So Zayden, for lack of a better word, is cuckoo. Like, he's obsessive, possessive, controlling, stalker. Like, he is it. These boys are, I say boys, but they're men. They are hired hitmen. And Zayden is the crazy one. And his brother Dominic kind of runs the business and everything behind the scenes. Even though he's a part of it, he is more grounded. And so one day Zayden sees Blake becomes obsessed with her and starts stalking her and watching her. He calls her my angel. Like, he is in love with this girl and he has never had a conversation with her. One night he sees that somebody else is stalking her too, walking behind her down the road as he's following her home, because that's what you do apparently. And he ends up hurting the person who is stalking the girl that he's stalking. So he ends up getting thrown in prison, and he's supposed to be there for several years. And while he's there, he asks his twin brother to please keep an eye on his angel. Please watch her for him. And so the brother goes to the bar where Blake works, and the minute he sees her, it's like instant chemistry between the two. I mean, she's never met the brother. She has no clue he's even there. And they fall head over heels in love. In the meantime, the brother breaks out of prison and is ticked off that his brother has stolen his girl. And then it goes from there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So my next one is where our main couple are raised together from the time he is 6 and from the time she is born. So that is June 1st by Jennifer Hartman. So this is an extremely emotional read, and the taboo aspect of it greatly plays into this story. So at age 6, Brant has a best friend, Theo, and Theo's mom is pregnant and having her baby on the same day that Brant's life completely implodes at 6 years old. It's just an unspeakable tragedy. And he ends up getting adopted by Theo's family. And June, baby June, like newborn baby June, kind of becomes like a little bit of a lifeline for him. It gives him something to focus his thoughts on. And he's not like obsessed with her, but he's like very focused and fixated on taking care of her and her needs. And this continues on as they all grow up together, being raised as siblings. And then, so Brant is obviously 6 years older. And then when June turns 18, their dynamic greatly changes. And it puts them both in a really weird position. And Brant basically freaks out because this family took him in and raised him as their own. And so it is very difficult for him to figure out his feelings, and it is extremely emotional. And there's so many other things that happen in this story that just make it phenomenal. So I highly recommend this one, even if you're not really into the whole taboo thing. This is still such a great read.
Okay.
But that plays a big part in it.
All right, now we're going to get into the nitty gritty. This is the real stuff. You can't do a taboo sibling video without doing The Ritual, or Eclipse Ritual by Kate Rivenhall. And if you like this, then you have to continue on with Blood Moon Ritual that just came out recently. So this is about obedience, or B, and Ronan. So this is a dystopian cult romance. They're in this cult. Their dad is like their prophet, and Ronan, her brother, is the enforcer of the prophet. And so every 7 years, there is this eclipse ritual that is held in their community. And that is where the women who are, I think they have to be 21 or 18. She's 21, but she had to be 18. You have to wait. Like, even if you turn 18, you have to wait those however many years until the next ritual. So she's like 21 at this time. But when you become of age, then the men of the community have this little competition to see who can get to his wife. Like, all the girls are taken to this big hill, and they're stood up on this hill, and they're blindfolded, and they wait for their husband to arrive. And that is what happens with B. And she thinks it's going to be one of these other guys, but it's not. This man is over the top possessive crazy for his sister. Just for his sister. But it's so freaking good. We both loved it. It is so good. So.
Right. I'm also ready for the nitty gritty. So we have full blood brother and sister who have been raised together in my next story. It's called Not Supposed to Be You by B. Sob Jenkins. And this is an Omegaverse. So we have Daisy and Atlas. Atlas is an alpha, and he hasn't seen his sister in a few years. He lives somewhere else. He calls home and that sort of thing, but he just hasn't seen his sister. And his sister comes to stay with him so she can tour the Omega like academy that is nearby where she's supposed to go to learn how to be a good little Omega. And when he comes home, he can smell her and he basically freaks out because he's like his senses, like he's scenting her. And he's like, this is who my Omega is supposed to be. And it freaks him out because this is his sister. And he's like, nobody's going to be okay with this. And he kind of spirals pretty quickly with his feelings and thoughts on this. But his sister also kind of returns some of the thoughts here. And so they have to kind of figure out what they're going to do and how this is going to play out because they know that their parents are not going to be okay with this. And that's where the not supposed to be you comes in. But it's like not, the not. And you
Yeah,
love the
got it.
not. But
I do.
yes.
Okay.
So,
all right.
very taboo, but still a little bit okay because we're in Omegaverse land.
Yeah, I've seen it explained away in Omegaverse. Okay, so my last one is probably my darkest. It's the most taboo. They're not full-blood siblings, they're step-siblings, but this is the book that like ruined me. And I'm going to give it this caveat. It's a duet and it's not going to be for everybody. So you have to check trigger warnings. And when I say what this is, Mandy's going to know immediately because we both read it. But like it ruined a whole song for me that I cannot listen to anymore either. But
Oh,
it
I
still
was
has
wondering
stuck.
if you were going to use this one.
Yeah, because it's stuck with me for all these years afterwards. And I still think about it. I probably will never reread it because it's too much trauma. But okay. So this one's really dark because I feel like he grooms her. So let's put that out there. So this is the Torment Duet by Dylan Page. So this is about Shay and Mina. When Mina is 7, her mom gets married to Shay's dad, who is this MC president. Or he's in the MC. I think it was the president. He was in charge. Anyhow, Mina's only 7. He's 13. From the minute they're together, it is obvious that Shay is tormented. Like he's got some demons of his own and he has got major issues. But he clings to Mina like as his lifeline from the get-go. Like she is the sun in his stormy sky all the time. Very unhealthy. And then as they get older, that relationship doesn't stop. And for Mina, she is being suffocated. Like she looks to him as a brother and she is being suffocated by her brother. Now she does meet somebody from a different MC that is somewhat of a lifeline to her, but she ends up getting forced into this relationship with her brother. And she is very, very conflicted on how she feels and what's happening. But he takes these over the top possessive guys that we talk about and he ramps it up by a billion. Like it is so crazy. It is good. It's one of those things where you read it and you go, what the hell did I just read? But I still loved it, even though it just ripped my dang heart out. It's taken a while for me to get to that point where I can say that I enjoyed it, but I did. Just check all the triggers.
I did not like it.
No, you didn't. I did. I liked it a lot. I just don't think I can ever reread it. There's too much trauma. So for me, the whole grooming aspect didn't bother me because my brain was telling me the whole time this is fiction. It didn't bother me. I can see how it will for a lot of people. So if that's a thing, then don't pick it up.
That would, yeah. Yeah, I did not like it, but it also has a horrid ending.
It still has its own HEA. It's just different. That's why I can't listen to that one song anymore. So, and then if you continue the series, things get better because it's other people. But yeah, Okay.
N-O.
Yeah.
All right. So my last one is by the Taboo queen herself, Kay Webster, and this is Hale. I don't think you could get any more taboo than this book because they are brother and sister. They have been raised as brother and sister. And oh my gosh, I forgot her name. Riley. Oh, phew. Riley is like in love with her brother and she believes that it is wrong, but she cannot stop thinking about him. And then their parents are killed while he's away at college and he comes back to try and help because Riley also has I don't know if we actually figure out exactly what she has, but she's suffering from a mental illness of some sort and she's had different medications and things like that, and nothing seems to really help. But when her brother's around, it helps her a lot and she's able to function better. And so her aunt takes her in, her brother comes back to try and just be there for everybody during all of this. And things start to happen between the two of them. And as I was reading it, I was completely captivated by the story. And I'm like, this is really weird. It's wrong. I don't know why I like it so much. And Kay just writes so brilliantly that you don't realize, like, at some point you're just so sucked in, you forget that you're reading like this taboo, crazy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know, because last year for Christmas in her K Club, which I'm a member of, she wrote a novella that goes with It's Hail. It's the same siblings. It's just extenuation of their life just later down the road. And I was like so sucked into that. And I'm like, this should not be as good as it
Mhm.
is. It's siblings, but it is. And I put off Hail for a long time because I was like, I don't want to read about full blood siblings.
Yeah.
And then Kay took me on a ride. So, yeah.
I almost used Unruly for this, but if you haven't read Wild, you can't
Yeah.
really read Unruly, so I decided not to. So if you want to continue down the taboo
That
crazy
path.
train, there's some
Mm-hmm.
more recommendations. You can also just search on our channel for taboo and you will find lots of different videos.
Yep. Sounds good. All right. Let's wrap this up because the dogs can hear a siren and I hear them howling, guys.
Okay. Well, again, make sure you check back on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays for new videos from us. And in the comments, like we said, tell us all the taboo bookish things. Do you want to see more taboo videos? If so, tell us what kind of books you'd like to see, like which specific recs you'd like to see, or just want. I know we've done several that are just taboo, and we have some that are like very specific. So maybe you want a
Yeah.
variety, maybe you have something specific you'd like to see us do. We do have taboo breeding coming up, though, because that is a popular one. So,
Especially for me. So,
yes.
I like it. Yeah.
So thank you so much for subscribing.
Yep. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video.